single parents actually blend a lot.
Mind you,
there are older ladies.
Give me high five.
To marry single guys.
Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of my podcast, Real Ish. My name is Happiness Eric, and of course today on the podcast we're discussing dating or marrying a single parent. And with me in this studio to have this conversation by my close left, Jennifer, and right next is Albert.
Hello.
And then after him is Gold. And then lastly, Felicia. You guys are welcome to my podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so like I earlier said, the topic is dating or marrying a single parent. So I'm going to throw the question so anybody can, go first. Is it okay to date a single parent or marry a single parent?
If you want to have high blood pressure and if you want to die on time,
Is it like?
that's the truth.
Is
if you
it
want
like?
to die untimely, you should date them.
Is it like? Is it like okay, just in case they turn into a murderer or something like that? No, the way you said if it's okay, it's as if there's some evil.
I don't have issues
No,
with
because
dating them. What
in
I
this
feel
part of
is-
the world, right, some
Yeah.
people find it difficult to date or marry single parents because of
Happiness.
some
I feel if you
stigmatization.
have- Yes,
and
if
all
you
of
have the
that.
mental strength to date a single parent, then go ahead. Honestly, like you're not going to put your blame on some other people to help you hold you down for you. It is so much stress. You're going to meet somebody who already has a love interest or love interest, probably 2, 3, 4 children, and then you now want to come in and you want to get the baby girl lifestyle. You need to work really hard. Or you
Yeah.
need to pray. You gotta pray.
gonna
But if you're
work
not
on-
praying,
That's
I don't know
right.
it's gonna work
That's
through
right.
for you,
But
man.
what has prayer got to do with
I'm
it?
just saying because there's
Wait a
nothing wrong.
minute. Wait a
Let me
minute. Before you start buttressing points, there are probably, I don't know about you, but there are some of us who are pro dating
I am.
Wow.
single
Wow.
parents.
Are you saying this based
Wow.
on experience or what?
Oh, yeah, well,
Experience.
half and half. Yes, experience is there,
Because
and
every
then
relationship
stuff
has
that you hear.
stress.
And besides, everybody deserves love.
Yes.
Everyone should get some.
Everyone
I
can
mean,
feel
you will
the
get,
same.
like I said,
Not when your emotions are in place.
do you
this
understand?
time,
You need that
because-
mental strength to be able to go into
Exactly.
dating a single
Because
parent. It's really
it's not just
demanding.
about you. It's about the other partner
Of course.
and then the child involved. If you're not going to be loving your partner as much as you love the child, then you shouldn't do it. And for some people, they just want me and my spouse alone. They don't want to bring
Which
the
is true.
child into the
picture,
relationship.
actually.
But this time, dating a single parent, boy, you have to have
I will pick
that
from your
level
point.
Well,
of
She
love
said
to
for some
really
people,
have.
Okay, first of all.
for some people,
Yes.
because I feel every relationship has its own stress. If you're single, you are married or whatever it is, there's always a stress that comes with it.
But
So-
not as much as having someone
A
who has
single parent.
a
I
child.
do you realize how
Okay,
children can
there's
be
a child
lazy?
Listen,
I don't
that
even
is
see children
that
as being
is
stressed.
that is
If
beside
you
the
love
point.
children, you won't have issues
Okay.
coping.
Okay, I like the sound of if you love children, but they are not your children.
They
And
are
let's
not
not forget the
mine.
fact that we are Africans, so we are Nigerians. I tell you the truth, every Nigerian man wants to will all his property to his first male child. You are not the mother of that child. Do you feel so comfortable walking into this relationship or this family, and then you now want to come in? Even if you bought him a second son, you are still not the one born the
my
first
You
son.
said
God.
something about
You guys-
about
you
property.
guys
Is it
are-
about?
Okay,
is it
can we
about
hold on?
property?
There's something.
no,
There's
it
something
might not be
very.
about
There's
property.
something very important that everybody is glossing
Okay.
over
Okay.
here. You guys are like
property.
skipping the foreplay and jumping straight
Oh, okay,
into
please.
the action
Into the action.
because all of you just seem to be at the place of okay, this thing
Time.
must
The love.
end in marriage, or these people are getting married. Well, talking about dating and or marrying a single parent,
Okay.
right? So it's really nice that
Okay.
I mean, when you want to go that way, there are 1 billion
Reasons
terrible things
why.
why you shouldn't, and 1 billion reasons why
I-
you
I
should.
want to hear
so
the 1 billion
I am
reasons.
I'm going to stay on the dating part.
Okay.
Yeah. So imagine you date a single parent,
Okay.
right? There are like special things that come with that. There's emotional intelligence.
Okay.
They're a little more. What do I want to say?
You're gonna spend
Compassion,
money,
because
I'll bet.
you know.
I'll bet you will spend money in the process.
Well-
I'm a single mom, yeah?
No.
I have a child.
even if
you're
you're
coming
single
to
without
date me,
child.
Like the fact that you already love me, you're going to
To
pick
love
up
your
my
child.
son's responsibility
Yes,
already.
right.
Do you know
Yes,
that?
that's
I mean,
right.
if a man is not even financially capable to hold me down in that regard,
And your
why is
child,
it
not
coming
just
from
you.
you? Not just
Yes.
yes, my child. Like,
Yes.
and if I now have children, he needs to be mentally ready to like,
That's
okay, yes,
right.
I'm taking up this lady and her children
Wait,
and her baggage.
wait, but
It's not
why
just coming
though?
from me.
For you.
No,
Yes.
it's not compulsory, but your
has
sixth
too much
sense will
point.
just
She doesn't
let
want
you
me to
know.
talk.
No,
She has a
you
point.
can.
I get it that she has a
understand.
point, but I mean,
can you feel me happiness?
everyone has
You're
this
rubbing the
thing.
surface
mentally
here.
ready.
You're rubbing the surface here.
Everyone
Okay.
has
When you
this
speak
thing of,
about love,
oh, everyone should
Okay,
pick up.
let's we the pros.
Okay,
Something.
sure.
Say something. Let's hear what you have.
Take
When
that
you
one
speak about
first.
love,
Okay.
even if you talk about you dating a single guy,
Yeah.
you should be able to love his family, right?
Of course.
His sisters, whoever that comes with him, his friends. So why won't you date a single man that has a child that comes from his loins? Like, what's the point?
Okay.
That's family
Now this is
too.
the thing.
So no.
But Felicia, let me
That's
say
family
something.
too.
Let me say something here,
Please
right?
go ahead.
She said that it's why you asked the question, why wouldn't she date a single guy
Yeah.
that has a child,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm not
I'm just
mentally
confused
strong.
because I know I've had this conversation with people before, and in the course of the conversation, I realized that in this part of the world, men they are not comfortable settling with women who have kids already.
Not
That's
all
There's an
men.
issue.
That
Hold
is
on,
the
let me
stigma.
land. Let me
Yes,
land. Let me land. Let me land.
There's so much
Let me
stigma.
land.
I think that's a
No, 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 let me land.
generalization.
No, no, no,
Yes,
no, no,
yes.
most
There's a
men.
very large
Most
number
men,
of people.
most
Yes,
men,
but
most men.
Most
But
men.
Albert, let me
Okay,
say
let's
something.
listen
Albert,
to her.
you know, you and I know. Okay, let me just ask you: will you marry someone who is?
I'm already married, so
No,
I mean,
let's
What
assume
if
just
that?
let's assume that you're not married.
Yes. What if, yes.
if per se,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But
if-
you know, you and I
if-
know that in this part of the world, especially in Nigeria, most men will not want to settle with women who already have
Look,
a child.
look.
But they feel
the-
it's okay for them
the-
to have a child, and it's just normal for them to settle with any woman. Any
Look.
woman should accept them because they have a child.
Exactly.
For
On
them,
the
it's
men's
normal,
side,
yes.
it's okay. They don't have issues with you coming to meet,
Yes.
coming to settle down with them when they already have a child. But for the women, it's always an issue.
Don't
So
you-
that's where
Don't
the
you
whole
believe?
confusion is
Don't you
coming
believe
from.
that it's our job to change the narrative
wonder.
There's
of
something
that?
we're
How?
going to forget.
Why
is being
should we
gender
why
sensitive
should we
right now?
stick in that thing? You know, it's like 1 million years ago, there was a single mom, and all the elders in their wrappers and caps were like, oh, that lady, you probably shouldn't marry that lady because she has a child. Her life is probably complicated.
That's
You
stigma.
should marry
That's
this
stigma.
thing.
It's a
So
stigma already
that's
in the
why
society.
what I'm trying to say is that shouldn't it be up to us to break that mold?
stigma.
Why should we be like, oh, okay? I mean, what is actually wrong
Now,
with
but
that? Yes,
now
there are
we
little
understand
things, but
everybody-
we should
So you love
try
someone
and do
because
better.
we-
We
Our
should be better.
our emotions have different capacity.
Of
If you
course.
feel your capacity is enough
Simple.
to date someone
That's
who
just
has a
it.
child, then fine. Because why I'm always bringing a child into
The
picture is because my dad and my mom got divorced. So I was left with working with my stepmom.
Okay.
In fact, my dad
was that
went
for you?
ahead with a marriage without telling us.
Do you know how
Because
traumatizing that can be? Really?
every single time he comes to the girlfriend home, there's always a problem.
Well, who's the
We always
girlfriend?
have
No, that is it.
my
Her
no,
stepmom.
no, not even my stepmom. Before
have
he
a
got married
girlfriend.
to my stepmom.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
The trauma
there was
you're putting
always
your
an
children
altercation
into.
between us and the woman. He
How
said
is
that
it-
she's
how
not
is
doing
it
this.
like? Is it
Terrible.
It was terrible and really traumatic, and that's why I don't want nobody to go through such experience.
Okay, let me come
you
in
know?
here, right?
But
I want to
that
ask
Actually-
I want to ask a very no.
Okay,
Can I
fine,
ask a
fine.
very important question?
Sure.
Because she's talking about the altercation between the children and the partner.
And the
Yeah.
partner,
In question.
Which is
And
natural.
do you think it's sometimes the fault is somehow with the kids because they already
That
have
is
the
The fault
mentality
is
that-
not the
The
fault
man
is not with the
should-
kids.
the man
Or something to
The
take my
fault,
dad's name.
look, listen. The fault is not with the kids
Okay.
at
course not.
all.
They didn't make
As
such
in,
decision.
if you're a parent and then you decide that you're going to be super sorry if it's a sore topic, but if you're going to be so irresponsible to parade whoever you are dating
Yeah.
without doing like serious due diligence, protecting your kids
Kids, yeah.
from an outsider, because the moment your child sees someone new, it's a natural response. They will
There is
feel
energy,
they will
negative
feel
There's
vibe.
a
They
barrier.
feel
There's
friendship
a
coming
they
into
bond.
must
place.
fight
Yeah,
against
yes.
this person. So
Negative vibes.
it is the parent's job to make sure
So Albert,
that they don't,
do you agree with
that
the
they
fact that
protect their
that
children.
partner, that man particularly, is not mentally ready for such, but he had to delve into having other partners? He didn't even consider his children.
No,
He had to- he was
what I'm trying to say is that you can date someone, without bringing
Having
them
her
to
hold
meet
on
your
to her
children
own.
immediately.
See, everything cannot be bad.
No,
They
of
have
course
great
not. It cannot
Yes.
be extremely bad, but
I know my friends that grew up with their stepmom and they treated them super nice. You know, even better
good
than their mom.
percentage in Nigeria
See,
don't have
just
that
few of
record.
them.
See,
Yeah.
good
Just very
percentage
few.
in
Yeah,
Nigeria
yeah, will not be
have
bad.
a very awful experience with stepmoms.
Okay.
Let's not bring that in.
Because
do with your
the truth
another
is,
day.
let me give an example here. If I drop a cup here and my mom tells me, take this cup, go and drop it in the kitchen, I'll take it and it's not going to be a problem. But my stepmom tells me, go and drop this cup in the kitchen, I'll start feeling like, why she's sending me?
Naturally.
Naturally,
Not
like,
naturally.
what's
That is,
You know,
that's
not
just have it like that, you know?
that's douchebag
Can I answer you
behavior.
on that?
Yes,
If
and
the cup
put it
isn't
in the
supposed to
mouth.
be there
I mean,
and you
it's
left it there,
normal.
that means you're a
See,
douchebag.
That's I'm giving an
Isn't
example.
it?
It's just
You are
normal.
picking.
It's not normal.
Picking all the
It's
negatives.
not.
No, you're
Listen.
picking all the negatives. You know this child is trying to accept you. So why don't you avoid all those things?
Whoever said the child is even ready to accept?
They will.
You get.
I know children who will
As
cry,
long as you show them
cry and
love,
wet their
they
pillow because
will.
their dad told them, oh, I want to pick a wife, I want to remarry. Children cry.
So you
Yes.
sometimes you
It's
just have
really
to put your
traumatic, yes.
kids into
You get-
consideration
But
and make
if
them
they
understand
feel-
when they are ready mentally to accept because it's a
Most
process.
children are really
It's a
clingy.
process. You
They're
can't just
very,
come and say,
very-
oh, you
do
know what?
understand?
Meet my partner. Meet my mom. Meet my wife to be.
That
sorry.
needs to take a long
A lot of
process.
time.
Your children aren't supposed to know anything about
Well,
that. You're
talking
supposed
about
to insulate
talking
them.
Talking about being
You're supposed to
clingy.
insulate
Yes.
them. I mean,
Talking about being clingy. Sometimes, maybe probably before your partner, the man, you know, finally gets another woman, he and his children usually sleeps in his bedroom. Tell me, when the woman comes, do you think she's going to allow the children
Of
sleep in his
Because there was a
bedroom?
bond already.
There's a
Yes,
bond.
there's a bond. And then you're not break that bond.
Albert.
that is
Do not
something.
take me back because when I start dating you, what I have grown-up teenage children, all I'm thinking of is I want to marry this man.
Yes.
That's
Why?
the truth. It's a standard. Ladies think that way, so allow me to think
That is another mold that is up to us to break. Because I mean, it's not everyone you date that you should end up.
Sorry, I want to ask
You can date someone for fun.
Go ahead.
You can date someone for sex. People date people for money. People date
Maybe for the other reasons,
married
but if I
married
am going to be
men,
married,
single. Come on, we're talking about single people, not
no,
married.
they're single, but they have children. This is single parents.
children.
They have children.
So what I'm trying to say is that once again, nobody answered you. Is because they have children, they should be condemned to a life of
course not.
celibacy.
There are people who are ready for the mind you. Single parents actually blend a lot. Mind you, there are older ladies.
Give me high five. You're already
Older
making that
ladies like to marry single guys. Man,
I think that is recipe for disaster. It is horrible recipe for disaster. But yeah, go ahead.
You guys keep pondering on the marriage, the kids' attitude.
Okay.
You're not talking of your own attitude. as a woman.
Exactly.
You
It's
see,
always so
children,
if the person
it's not
is.
like if you give a child respect, they give you back. Children are easy to twist their emotions around.
Doesn't
Yes.
twist like that.
No,
Doesn't twist like that. That sounds like manipulation.
kids
Don't say it like
Get
that.
her point. Get your point. Go
Why?
ahead.
Yes.
But for me, I don't think there's any child that is difficult for me to make that child to love me with a period of time. Just to find what the child
Then you
loves.
want to be
Yours comes
manipulating.
naturally easy. Yours comes
Accepting the
naturally
child.
easy.
Because you love
Felicia, have you seen
children.
possessed
Children.
kids?
Oh, no.
Have you met kids
Oh,
that
Okay, let me
no.
ask you. I said I wanted to ask a question.
Have you seen a
Have you
woman that doesn't like
met kids that are
children?
possessed or a woman that
Possessed by the
are
devil.
Any of your relatives that the children don't like you?
No, it's normal.
No, the ones that
It's not everybody will like. Everybody will not like you now. It's
Okay,
not
you
possible.
never, so you won't understand.
yes.
There are families that probably you didn't have the communication and then for a long time, the kids do not know you and when you come, you know, there's this relationship. They won't be close to you for a while until they get to know you. So it's still the same thing. I don't think
Now, I
children
want to ask
do
you a
the
question,
barrier.
right? I want to say something, right?
Go ahead, please.
Okay, some people will say some ladies, although that really doesn't really happen in this part of the world.
But I've had a conversation with someone who said we're having this particular very conversation, and the person said some ladies just have fun, wanting to have kids with their partner, even when the partner is not ready. They just want to have the kids. And the partner will go, you know what, if you have these kids, any responsibility or whatever it is that comes with it, you will handle it because I'm not ready for it. And then at the end of the day, this girl goes ahead to get pregnant and have this child, and the other partner washes his hands off.
Thank you. It's not far-fetched from the story.
So
yeah.
Which brings me to what I want to say.
Okay.
Is it, and then, you know, obviously it has already affected her life, and you know, people who are coming will want to see that, okay, if you have somebody in your life, I don't think I'm ready to. Most men will not want to accept that responsibility. So do you think it's justifiable? Like there's a bit of, you know, stigmatization there, and then these women will start victimizing this guy, saying because I have a child you don't want to love me, blah blah blah, and you're forgetting that it is based on the decision you've made in the past. So
that's a very hard one to choose.
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
That
This
thing
your question
again is douchebag behavior, just like the cop thing.
Now,
it's exactly
what you just
but
said, right,
it's true. You can't.
It's true because
You can't do
now
kickbacks.
at this point, this woman really loves this guy for her to decide to want to take all the responsibilities of having a child and everything. So what is the probability that if a new partner comes into her life, she's definitely going to forget that guy for good, and she's definitely not going to, you know,
but
go and knock that guy again.
Do you understand?
So
honestly,
Are we talking about? Are we talking about now?
She
Or
goes
are we
to back
talking
to that guy.
about?
She goes to go back
remaining
to that
your
guy.
No, we're not talking about that.
No,
But I want to ask you guys a really sincere question. Yeah,
about that.
yeah. I want to ask you guys a sincere question.
Fine.
If you're going to weigh your option, like you're a single person, you want to consider two people for dating, and then this person has a son, and this person is fully single. Now, I'm not talking about character. They are all of good behavior and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if you're going to weigh your option, I'll bet in all sincerity, who are you going to pick?
What if the most fantastic person?
I already said their characters are intact.
No, what I'm trying to say
not
is
talking
that
about
what if
character.
all the things that you want are in that person
Like-
that has a child? Are you going to be
no,
like,
no,
nah, fuck that. I don't need your baggage. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I did not
No.
say. I mean, these guys are your spec. They are chill.
Yes,
I'm not talking
both of
about that. I'm
them.
just talking about now the difference.
Just
Is
pick.
this person has a child. This doesn't have a child. In all sincerity, who would you pick?
Both of them have the quality.
Please, you
want.
guys.
but
You're weighing your
listen,
child.
listen,
You understand?
Listen,
Guys,
it's
weigh your
actually
options
very,
well.
it's actually
Life
very
will not give us
simple.
that option. So we should not work with our
That's
imagination.
what I'm trying to
Oh,
say. There are no perfect. There are no perfect.
No.
There are no perfect situations.
Two people.
You have
Why
two.
would you say life will not give you the option?
Wait,
No,
wait,
that's
wait, wait.
possible.
I don't
It
understand.
is very, very
No, you can't have two perfect people.
Why
Oh,
not?
these two
You can.
perfect angelic people. Who
Yes.
am I going to pick? Of course you
Yes,
will.
it does.
It doesn't
No,
happen.
Albert, you guys are
It
not
doesn't
making
happen.
sense.
It might not happen
It
for
doesn't.
everybody. It might not happen for
It
everybody,
doesn't
but it does
happen
happen.
at all.
It
It
does.
doesn't. It
Albert,
doesn't.
Albert,
let's
At
leave
least
It
let's
doesn't.
say what you said.
I get it for
just
sake
want
of
to-
argument.
you
This
just
may
want
sound
to-
really
you
nice
just
to
want to
say,
answer the-
but
to
no,
respond to her
you
question,
don't.
what happened?
You
Okay.
don't get two perfect people.
At all.
You
You
don't.
don't seem to understand.
Okay.
No.
For
That's-
you,
that's what
whatever
you are
you
trying
call
to say.
perfection is perfection. Your perfection might not be my perfection. So
Yeah, right.
perfection is relative.
So
whoever you
so
consider perfect.
you will
Now,
not-
some people like fair, slim,
No,
tall
you are-
girls.
you're not
Two
listening
fair,
to
slim,
me.
tall
You're not
girls, characters
listening.
intact. The only yardstick is the fact that one has a
has
child
a
and the other
child.
doesn't. Bro, who are you
you going to
choosing?
choose?
It's a simple
simple
as that.
question.
Who will you choose?
Okay, no. Simply, I'll definitely pick the single person. But this is in a perfect. But this is in a perfect world, and that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I'll pick the single person.
You're just twisting
I'll pick the single girl.
Now the
But
child is now being put into consideration.
But
Do you know
That's
now?
what we're talking about.
you don't
The children
get
has to
you
be-
don't
I
you
mean,
don't get
just not
Albert,
you don't get
Albert,
perfect
you
people.
can't say you can't have two perfect
You
people.
don't
cannot.
get two perfect
You
people
cannot.
with all your perfect traits
You
in two
cannot.
separate human beings.
It might not
It
happen
doesn't
to
happen in
everybody.
reality.
But there's-
Wait,
there's
Come
certain
on.
it might
people
not
who
happen
experience
to
such.
everybody, but
Yes.
some people
Have
experience
and
such.
yes, I stand.
I highly
Albert,
doubt
so
that.
have you been in a situation where you've seen two ladies that like you can't actually pick who you want to go for? You've never been in that
Some
situation.
people even tried like the yardstick.
Yes, just
try.
try.
Just
Albert,
try.
no.
Some people should nominate
No.
Albert, you've
No,
never been in that
no,
situation.
No, there is
Delete
there's always a deal breaker
So-
somewhere in between with someone that will make you prefer someone else.
Of course.
Sure, you
That's
get.
why I said
We're kind of very off
tiny,
That means there's
topic
something
here.
that would have made. There's just one thing that will
Tiny
make you say,
thing.
okay, I would rather go for this
It might be
person
religion, it
than
might be
this person.
denomination, it might be.
It's who
Anything.
who relate to
Yeah.
religion.
Okay.
I don't care where you come from.
That's for you,
Do
yeah.
you understand?
For some people, they be
If
like,
I
okay,
get
if
to
I'm
have
gonna weigh
two
my
choices, the way you
options,
say, if they only give me chances to spend with two of them,
you know
separately,
them already. It's not. There's no
not-
time. Like you know these
it's
people
not
true and
possible now.
true.
So what are you going to go for? Are you going to go for the single guy
Yeah.
or the
Honestly,
baby
I
daddy?
am not
Depends
saying-
where my interest lies.
Okay,
If the
thank
single
you.
guy is giving me the love I deserve.
They are both
Definitely.
giving you that love.
They
Okay.
cannot both give me
No,
the love I
Happiness.
want.
listen now. You are
cannot give
bringing
me
you
the
are
same
bringing
love I want.
impossible
At all.
situations.
No, it's
You
possible.
can't
It's
love you can't
possible.
love two people. Can you love two
I'm
people
not saying
equally?
loving them equally.
No,
Mind
listen,
you, see,
listen,
dating
listen.
or whatever goes beyond love. I don't talk about love. It goes
Yes,
beyond love.
yeah.
I tell you the truth.
That's what I'm trying to
See,
say.
if love is the yardstick people marry or whatever,
Then nobody's going to get married.
So what I'm trying to
it's
say,
not even love again.
You
It's
are
not even love.
creating-
People put things in place before the
Yeah,
marriage.
you are
And mind
creating
a
an
married,
impossible
yeah,
situation.
a single
It's
parent
not
is one thing
possible.
some girls consider. Some people tell you, oh, I want to date a single father because they've already mastered the art of loving and caring.
Care for
That's
his child
them.
and all that.
Oh,
So that is about
I love it.
love.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
You
it.
guys didn't raise this point.
So-
Calm down.
Let me ask you guys something.
Go
The
ahead,
very
please.
first thing that I said was emotional intelligence, right? So, are you trying to say that because in this perfect situation, this perfect world that doesn't exist that you keep bringing up, in that perfect
be
world,
flexible.
are you trying to say that
Okay.
if the single mom, single
Yeah,
mom,
in your case.
single dad, whatever, in that situation was like way more emotionally intelligent than the other girl, and these two people are your perfect people though, it's like Barbie and Barbie, it's perfect, right? If one was way smarter, way more emotionally intelligent, and had the ability to really control a situation, something that would put you at ease, would you rather go for the other person because it's easier?
Because
Oh,
Would you
of course
rather
not.
pick
Thank God
the
you
single
didn't mention
person?
the fact that this one has a child. Now for toxicity, nobody wants to
why
date
do you
a
have
toxic
issue
partner.
with someone having a child?
No, I don't have. No, please don't misquote
so
me.
for me,
no,
it's
I do
about
not.
the
No.
person.
have to accept
I
it.
do
It's
not.
about the
Excuse
person.
me.
It's about the
Excuse
person,
me.
not about
Excuse me.
not
I don't
about the
have
person's
issues with
word
single
or
parents.
Understand.
Not for any. I don't. In
Multiple
fact,
reasons.
they deserve all the love and care in
I
the
swear,
world because
yeah.
it is not easy raising a child alone.
Alone, yes.
Trust me. Some of them. Why some people even consider having a partner as single parents because they need a child to have this setting of mother-father relationship growing up. I know what children face. The children face in school. They go home and their schoolmates are telling them, "Daddy, mommy." As a child who is raised by a mother doesn't even know daddy because he doesn't know. He only knows my uncle or one somebody somewhere.
Yeah.
So I know why some parents, some single parents, mothers especially, go out of the way. Okay, let me just marry so that my child has that
Has it-
closure.
at least
My
there's a
child can
father
grow in the
figure
same
in their
environment.
head, in their
Now
house,
these are
right?
yardstick you put me. I'm telling you the truth.
People just
If I make up
Alright,
my
so
mind,
let me
I'm
ask
Here
you
we
mom,
one final question before we take our submission. What do you think about relatives? You know, do you think relatives will actually consider you and understand with your own, understand you where you're coming from and when you're
Your
making
choice.
your choice?
Okay.
First of all, fuck the relatives.
telling you.
First of
Fuck
all,
them.
fuck your relatives. It's not about them. It's about you. I mean, none of your relatives are going to come live in your house, whether you marry a single girl or you marry one with 78 children. Nobody is going, they're just going to sit down and then talk to each other and talk around it. So I don't, so nobody really, so I don't care. But
that want to make that choice for you.
Yeah.
In this age and time, some mothers actually
Still-
pick wives. for
yes,
them.
I don't
I
like
know,
But
but
you know,
this is why I keep
there
saying
are
about
certain
breaking the
positions
mold.
you occupy, especially in our religious circle. You cannot even be a second wife, or you cannot even date a single parent. But yes.
I like that you keep saying married, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, I had to say because I know you
Keep
say we
going.
shouldn't hop
Keep-
into the
keep
marriage
going,
stage.
keep going.
But honestly, so if you check those vices and you cannot, please, in your words, you cannot f your relation, especially your immediate.
Wow, I really
You
hope
can't
not.
Then in that regard,
I
now
really hope-
I just want
I
to come
really
from the
hope
place
not.
of you said something about your father, your mother, and all of that. If your mother had a really ugly experience with your father, trust me, your mother will never buy into you marrying a single parent.
That's right.
So you cannot just tell mommy, no, I'm not. She's telling you for my sake. You saw her suffer.
yes.
You
So
saw
she
your
be
mother
like,
struggle.
and they tell
Suffered
you.
with some children whom she doesn't.
But
You
my
know, so you
mom
cannot
and
just wake up and say, oh, mommy,
everybody's experience is
And then
different.
there's some,
Nah.
there's some
Everyone's
family.
experience is
But that
different.
insecurity
And then it doesn't.
That insecurity will certainly come up.
Coming.
Yes.
No matter what.
And
No,
you know that there are
course,
some men,
it's great.
in as much as they still have a child, it's their parents that cater for them. So if his father
True.
tells him, guy, you
True.
cannot marry that girl because she has a
a
child,
child.
because definitely he's the one who's going to foot the wedding bill.
Thank God.
You
I'm not
have
that
to
kind of person, Jesus.
prayer points.
I mean,
All right, so one last. We're gonna take our submission and then
Yeah.
we'll close, wrap up. Okay, so Jennifer, I'm gonna start with you. What's the submission on this very topic?
Well, for me, yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing for anyone who wants to get entangled with a person who has a child, a single parent, but just make sure, say your heart, hold your heart like this. Anything can happen. Can be positive, can be negative. So,
Albert.
Oh, I'm. How do I say this? I am of the mindset that everyone should do what they want, which is why I keep talking about breaking the mold. I'm 100%. If you want something, which still goes to what you are saying and what you are saying about being prepared, you are emotionally prepared, because it's been in this conversation has been a little one-sided because we keep talking about the other people, not.
okay.
And then a relationship is about two people, or for those who are interested that have two perfect people, three, right? Right. So my thing is that just do what you want if you can, but it should be about the person, not about the situation. If you don't like kids, though, I mean, you probably shouldn't date someone with kids because it will dampen your thing. But if it's nothing to you, come on. It's great.
Okay, yeah, my take home will be, of course, please.
Take home salary.
Disclaimer. I mean, not that I don't like the fact, or rather, it's not that when I say single parent shouldn't be loved in return.
Right.
But please, I just feel whoever is going to delve into a relationship with such people should groom themselves, like on your own. Help your mind. If you need to speak to a therapist, please do such, because I don't want you in the process. Like if I thought that if you go into marriage, but if it's going to be for relationship, you don't want to date this person for 1 month and then you opt out. So please groom yourself. There's a lot that's going to come into play.
Right.
You're going to multitask. You're going to spend money. You're going to accept the fact that you're not their first love interest. So I want you to be mentally ready, just like she said. Now it comes with a lot of grooming. If you need to speak to a therapist, psychologist, counselors,
Be positive.
please, and pray about it. Please pray.
That's more.
But there-
That's more money. Oh.
that's more money.
Psychiatrists are
Because
cheap.
actually,
Psychiatrists are
Oh,
cheap.
thank you.
Extra
That's
money.
because you chose that path. But
Yeah.
but it's okay if you want to really fall in love with them and then extend it into marriage. But if you must do such, please groom yourself, work on yourself, talk to yourself, and let yourself know. So, yes, I want to marry this man.
I'm
I'm
going
going to love him,
Yes.
love his property, love his
Single man,
family, love his
single
children,
dad.
and love everybody. If you're good to go, please,
Yeah.
to even reduce the menace in the society, because we don't want to talk about that today.
Yeah.
Honestly, we don't want to talk about that today.
Actually,
We won't end.
Thank you
man.
very much
Come
for that
on.
submission. Felicia, what's your submission? What's the final?
I still stand with the fact that I'm married. Because all
Do
the
it.
single guys I've dated are even worse than the single fathers.
Heartache.
I'm telling you. And
Heartache.
I don't have problem with a man that has a child, because if you are committing to a single relationship or you are committing to a one that has a child, you still have to be flexible. All those things, all the work you put in your single relationship, you still put it in the one that has a child. So I don't have an issue with it.
Not true.
It's true.
It's true. What's the matter with you?
That's
You're
why
supposed to be impartial in this. Zip it.
This particular point.
It's true.
It's not true.
I'm curious about it anyway.
That's a job.
All right, thank you very much, guys, for coming on the podcast. It was really a very interesting conversation. I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. This is where we call it a wrap, and until next time when we come your way with another very interesting episode, please don't forget, before you go, subscribe, click on the subscribe button, and also comment your opinion or what you think about this topic today, and also share to friends and family. And until next time, bye.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao, ciao. Oh, camera.
I was going to say, please.